Please don't fear me, because I know what I want. Please deliver me that soft part of your soul that makes you freeze time, staring in at yourself. It's time to step outside onto the path you once made. Let me keep you so I can find all your tears. I can mend you so you can function again. I was where you are in oblivion. I know you feel alone. You got to ask yourself where you are now. It's where you are now. It's where you are now.
Prologue. Desertion. Bonnie Carson is described by many as the overachieving head cheerleader, but most actually use words we'll not use here to describe her. Though the fact that some, if not many people, may have problems with her drive to make the best of her life means nothing to her, she is a young lady of determination and drive. Right now, she's a young lady of 17 who isn't happy at all about being called out of her college chemistry study period. Her schedule and keeping to it are very important to her. It's a tool she uses and doesn't like people taking away from her. She knows all the good words about her, all the letters written for her, all the boxes checked, will help her get into a top 10 graduate school, but there can never be too many words about her, letters written for her, boxes checked. She will be graduating high school and get a BA at the same time. A lot of people don't like the fact that she's leaving. Beside one other, she is the poster student for what clear-cut high school is about. She already ticked off the box for her AA. The next box is just another box to her. Having not taken a high school class since 8th grade, her only real high school activities are cheerleading and tutoring. The cheerleading is finishing out another box, and the tutoring is a good way for her to save up a good chunk of money. Not that her family is poor, but she wants to have as much of her own money in her account as she can so she doesn't have to rely on others too much. Even though the tutoring is a paid job, it is also required of all clear-cut high school students taking early college classes. The school does everything to help these advanced students, but they also ask them to give back to those not as far along in their education as they themselves are. The college study rooms are on the top floor of the main classroom building. After getting the note that said Bonnie needed to report to one of the gym offices, she's been thinking of nothing but how she's the head cheerleader and takes part in every activity to promote the school, as all cheerleaders do, and there probably aren't many more people sicker of C.C.H.S. than she was. As she trekked the walk down 4 floors and across campus, she hoped this wasn't another PR photo shoot with the school hero. Every time they set up one of those things, the school also likes to bring in all the honour students and big athletes to stand around in the background. She opened the door to the gym office she was told to report to, and her mind went blank. The slate had been blown smeared and the surface washed clean. A dizzying sort of feeling clouded her thinking as thoughts started to fight their way back up to the surface. She had a strong mind that was hard to keep down. Then all of the funny feelings disappeared as if they'd never been there, and she noticed no one was in the office. She turned around in a huff, having someone pull some kind of prank to waste her time. They don't even know they are undergoing the process. Their minds have a couple minutes gap, that some think are just headaches or things for some reason they can't remember. Sort of like walking to the refrigerator, but after opening the door you have no idea what you went to the kitchen for in the first place. When armies have been built throughout history, they have been stirred towards the sword and shield by many means, through pride, through hate, through fear, and through the twisting of minds. He has either brought the strongest of them in individually and convinced them to freely undergo the process. The strongest of them would be more powerful if they freely accepted what he was doing to them. Otherwise, the transformation wouldn't fully take. Or small groups of them would be invited to his office, a couple every day as masses of frontline soldiers would be wrapped inside with the change. He has been transforming them, changing them, and sending them out in small groups or one at a time to test themselves and stretch those new muscles against the alpha dog of the school. The best way to see if your new blade worked was by taking a swing at a really strong shield. He needs them to be the best. They need him to drive them to becoming the best, or at least that's what he's thinking. None of it has ever just been sports to him. They have to win every game, bust every record. His need and craving comes from his own failures from his own youth. On his right hand, a ring signifying his past glories, and on his left hand, a ring that will bring home new glories beyond anything that he has been a part of before.
We hope you have enjoyed this chapter of the T.U.M.G.S. Middle Grade Series Book 1, written by Brian C. Williams and narrated by Stacy Tyler of Stacy's Pop Culture Parlor. Follow Stacy on Twitter at StaceBobT. Find more Tin Universe content at tinuniverse.blogspot.com. Copyright 2016 System Productions.